Now on CoastTV News.
Closing up shop, roadwork impacting local business in Georgetown. From above, another large development coming to Milton, why neighbors have their concerns. Clothing on display at a local store in Rehoboth, how Small Business Saturday was a successful day for them.
We are getting ready to dive into our deep freeze forecast. Just how cold will it get? You might not like it, but the answer is ahead.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
Thanking the community for years of service. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Mallory Metzner. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with a roadwork project making ripples on businesses in Georgetown.
DelDOT is building an overpass right outside the county seat on routes 113 and 404, causing one business to close its doors today. Coast TV News reporter Charles Reiner live in Georgetown. Charles, you're at the business right now.
Maddie, I'm standing right in front of a former Hardee's fast food restaurant right outside of Georgetown here. I can see that signage is still up, but this location closed its doors for good this afternoon. Now, according to the owners here, this land is being acquired by DelDOT in order to build an overpass here. Now, according to the owners here, other businesses around the area, like the Arby's down the street, are also being acquired. And that Arby's closed its doors sometime last week. Now, this Hardee's has been around for the past 40 years, and its owner is sad to see it go.
Got a lot of investment in here, not necessarily financially, but more so in the community, the people we serve. This restaurant's been here for a long time, a staple of the community, and we're genuinely sad to be leaving.
And Cato says a majority of the employees here are being transferred to other Hardee's locations, so luckily they won't be out of the job. Now, we did reach out to DelDOT today for a comment, and it was not available. However, we were told in the past that the overpass here is expected to address safety concerns at this dangerous intersection, and that it will be complete sometime in 2024. I'm Charles Reiner, live outside of Georgetown, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Charles. And that brings us to our Coast TV poll tonight. We want to know, what impact do you think that the Georgetown overpass will have? Let's take a look at the results so far.
Take a look at your screen. So far, a majority of folks are saying traffic improvement. 5% say a business loss, 16% say community change, 0% saying environmental concerns, but Mallory, this definitely could change.
Still could change, because if you haven't voted yet, there's still time to do so on coasttvnews.com or the Coast TV News app. We'll share updated results on Coast TV News at 6.
New today, Delaware State Police have identified 26-year-old Daquan Lake of Bridgeville as the man who was found dead on a road after apparently being shot in broad daylight. Police say it happened 3:30 p.m. Saturday on Mill Park Drive. According to troopers, the 26-year-old was speaking with a large crowd when someone came up and shot him. The crowd then dispersed. Police are continuing to investigate.
Also new today, police have identified 26-year-old Bernardino Perez Garcia of Georgetown as the man who died after running his car off Route 9 on Sunday. Police say it happened here at 1:17 a.m. when, for unknown reasons, the driver ran off the road and hit a tree, and the car caught fire. The crash is still under investigation.
144 single-family homes are about to be built in the Shell Brothers Miralon community. Another one of several new projects coming to the town and general area of Milton. Here off of the bend off Cool Spring Road is where the new development will be built. While some neighbors to that housing expressed concerns for the amount of trees being taken out over the 70-acre property, others saw this additional growth of Milton as inevitable.
I'm happy to see it growing. It's a lovely town, a lovely area. I had no idea that the Milton zip code was so huge, because I know we are right on the Lewis line, but grow away.
According to the Shell Brothers, the homes in the Miralon development go on sale this week.
Milton Parks and Recreation conducted a survey recently to ask a whole host of questions and break down what people use the parks in Milton for. The top 3 answers were walking, biking, and concerts. The town also wants to know what people want to see in place of the wastewater treatment facility. The top answers there are a river walk, boardwalk, or walking path. As for the types of recreation people are looking for in Milton, the top spot on the survey says pickleball. Tennis was number number 3. The town will review these findings and more on Wednesday.
As we take a live look right now into Laurel, a beautiful sunset there. Let's check in with our First Alert meteorologist, Paul Williams, our chief meteorologist, on our First Alert weather. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Maddie. When you take a look at the skyline, I mean, it's like a perfect pictured postcard of sorts, you know. But the handwriting is on the postcard, or should I say the wall, as far as how cold we're going to end up before the week is even done. We'll talk about that in more detail in a moment. Right now, we're at a somewhat tolerable, 45 degrees in Seaford at this present time. The winds are pushing out of the north, rolling with a dew point temperature of 33, which means we have a relatively dry air mass. Temperatures are going to fall into the 30s for tonight. Now, that's not such a shocking thing, and I get that, but it's going to fall even more. And then we're going to combine that with some very feisty winds. In fact, a gale wind warning is now in effect along the coast. That means we're bracing for about 40 to 45 mile per hour wind gusts, and that's going to be problematic because along with this wind, we're going to bundle that with temperatures dropping into the 20s. A 40 mile per hour wind, 20-degree temperatures. Yeah, it's mitten and muffs time. But for right now, back to you guys.
Of emotional reunions between freed hostages and their families, the White House confirmed today that Israel and Hamas have agreed to extend the temporary truce in Gaza for an additional 48 hours. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how here at home, the FBI and ATF are continuing to investigate the shooting of 3 college students of Palestinian descent in Vermont.
Fresh hope today in the powerful mix of emotions as families are reunited with Hamas-held hostages for a 4th day. The White House now confirming Israel and Hamas have agreed to a 2-day extension of their temporary truce to exchange another 20 women and children Hamas kidnapped for 60 Israeli-held Palestinian prisoners.
We would, of course, hope to see the pause extended further, and that will depend upon Hamas continuing to release hostages.
Israeli-American Galia Mizrahi's cousins, aged 9, 11, and 17, and their mother were among the hostages released this weekend. The family honored today at a prayer service in Los Angeles. But like so many, their relief is tinged with tragedy. The children's father and their older sister were killed in Hamas's October 7th massacre.
There's going to be an avalanche and a domino effect of things they're going to have to go through, and we'll be there to support them.
4-year-old Abigail Edan lost both her parents in the terror attack. She's the first American hostage freed, now back with her extended family. President Biden promising to keep pressing for the estimated 8 or 9 remaining American hostages, while pushing for still more humanitarian aid into Gaza. Here at home, the FBI and ATF are investigating the shooting of 3 college students of Palestinian descent in Burlington, Vermont, as a possible hate crime. They all survived, but this mother says her son may not walk again.
It feels like there's nowhere safe to be Palestinian any longer. I'm in agony.
The U.S. has seen incidents of both Islamophobia and anti-Semitism surge since the start of the Israel-Hamas war. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
In this afternoon's press briefing, White House officials said that while they are waiting for more facts about those 3 young men shot, there is no place for hate in America. Separately, they spoke about the need for Congress to approve aid for Israel and Ukraine.
Small Business Saturday, which in case you forgot was this past Saturday, of course is an opportunity to highlight how customers positively impact communities by supporting small businesses. Well, Giselle Akdog has owned MG Fashion in Rehoboth for 5 years, and she says Saturday was a huge day for them. They sold hundreds of pieces, sweaters, blankets, sleepers, all at the top of the list.
We just checked from our system and we were really shocked because like the past years we weren't that busy because like the discount was really good, like 40% around this area. Nobody didn't do that. And yeah, like maybe 200 people was in.
Akdog hopes to receive the same support from customers the rest of the holiday season.
Speaking of business, the Delaware Department of State created a new grant program that helps Delaware small businesses navigate selling their products or services around the world. Small business owners can apply for a Compass grant to support international travel or business development activities. These funds can be used for reimbursement up to 50%. That is up to a maximum of $10,000 per fiscal year per company of all pre-approved eligible and international marketing expenses.
New maps showing disappearing snowfall, why NOAA says precipitation is more likely to be seen globally.
Gale wind warnings are in effect at this hour. Combine that with a crazy drop in temps, and you have a serious forecast mess that we're going to need to sort out.
First, record-breaking air travel. How many passengers were screened on Sunday, according to the TSA? That's up next.
Cancer will make you wake up real quick. You get in touch with your mortality. You really do. I just wanted cancer to be removed. And if robotics was the best way, let's get it done. I arrived at BB at 9 a.m. I was walking back home at 4 p.m. That stood out, that I could have major surgery and be home in less than 8 hours later. Robotic surgery worked for me. It really did. It's changed my life.
BMW iX is electricity in its ultimate form. An elegant trailblazer that's equal parts power and intelligence. With impeccable interior details, a range of up to 324 miles, and a panoramic moonroof for every shade of luxury. It's 100% electric and 100% BMW. BMW, the ultimate electric driving machine.
Go electric, go BMW at IG Burton BMW in Milford.
Local businesses are the lifeblood of our communities.
When you're shopping for gifts this holiday season, please buy local.
I'm Paige.
And I'm Leah from Coast Life, and we're urging you to buy from businesses on Delmarva this holiday season.
Whether it be cars, toys, or furniture.
When you shop local, you support your local community, you protect local jobs, and you strengthen the local economy.
So let's use our buying power.
Because together, we make Delmarva stronger.
This week on Wheel,
we're celebrating the great outdoors. Big money, big money. Whoa!
You don't own a TV. You spend most of the year living off-grid. So should I explain the game to you?
I think maybe.
Monday at 7 on CoastTV.
These champions put the wild at wild card.
You've won quite a bit of money on Jeopardy already. What are your plans for the winnings?
I'm going to make a big pile of 1s and 5s and sleep on it like a dragon.
Monday at 7:30 on CoastTV.
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Sunday set a new record as the busiest day in history at U.S. airports. According to the Transportation Security Administration, more than 2.9 million passengers were screened nationwide. That is 10% higher than this day last year and the most the agency has ever screened in a day. And not all the holiday travel was in the sky. AAA reported 55.4 million Americans were on the roads over the weekend. That's a 2.3% hike from last year.
Newly unsealed court documents allege Meta collected data from children's Instagram accounts. Attorneys from 33 states accused the tech giant of receiving more than 1 million reports of under 13 users on Instagram from 2019 to 2023. They say Meta knowingly refused to shut down a majority of these accounts. The lawsuit alleges Meta collected the children's personal information without their parents' consent. The states are calling for the court to prohibit Meta from these practices and pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in civil penalties.
Also new today, Amazon has surpassed both UPS and FedEx in residential delivery. According to documents viewed by the Wall Street Journal, Amazon had already delivered more than 4.8 billion packages in the U.S. before Thanksgiving. Amazon believes that number will jump to around 5.9 billion by the end of the year. That projection would top the 5.2 billion packages Amazon shipped in 2022.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
The playoffs heat up. Yeehaw! With the toughest team elimination of the season.
This is the biggest moment of my life.
Who will make it to the lives?
If you don't go to the lives, Reba's getting fired.
The Voice, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
Time to light America's tree.
Kick off the holiday season live in a star-studded event with a show-stopping performance from Cher, hosted by Kelly Clarkson.
My favorite holiday tradition.
Christmas in Rockefeller Center, Wednesday on NBC and Peacock.
Our law firm has been helping folks in Delaware for over a decade. Our team is experienced in handling personal injury and wrongful death cases, and our track record speaks for itself. Recently, right here in Delaware, we settled a motor vehicle trucking case for more than $2 million. You may think that your case is small, but at our law firm, we treat every case like it's a big case. Choose the right team. Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, Federico, Right Lawyers, rightnow.com.
Born in the stars, formed in the earth, shaped by designers around the world, and curated by Khalsa Jewelers in Lewis. Paul Chen, also known as Sunder Khalsa, is a meditation and yoga master as well as the owner of Khalsa Jewelers.
We are Khalsa Jewelers, offer signature pieces that represents the beauty, the love, and also the celebration of our life. Find your piece in historic Lewis, Rehoboth Beach, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah, we getting all fired up, getting ready for the players when they line up. Think it's time we go and get them lights up. Let them high school lights ignite us. Cause we fighters, coming with a hut like this. Coming with a pick six like that. Gonna be a showdown, so big. Think it's time for football night to impact. High school football is everything. Hey, hey, let's go. For the win, for the gold, for the crown, the ring. High school football is everything.
There's a joy that comes with building your new home. The progress, the completion, and the move-in. At Berica, we specialize in building strong, energy-efficient homes. Custom built in our factory and finished on your lot. Start online today at bericahomes.com.
Before we get started, I want to remind you, be sure you scan the QR code in the corner of the screen with your phone. Put it on camera because we have some serious ups and some significant downs that are going to be happening with the temperatures over the next couple of days that you're going to need to keep track of, and it'll help you with getting the wardrobe together with the sudden changes in the weather. Right now, we had a low today of about 44 degrees. Now, that's our low for today. In a couple of days, that's going to feel like a warm summer-like or spring-like day. That's just how cold we're going to get. 54, by the way, for the high. Not far off of the norm for this time of the year. First and foremost, we do have a gale wind warning. Now, we've been upgraded throughout the last, let's say, 12 to 24 hours. So now we're bracing for the possibility of about 40 to 45 mile-per-hour wind gusts. But not just along Sussex County coast, but along the entire Delmarva Peninsula. And that's going to stay in effect, most of Tuesday going to early Wednesday morning. A couple of troughs, particularly one just to our west, looks like it's pretty much an inert situation. Not much bite to it, a whole lot of bark, but not a whole lot of bite to it as far as it's swinging through and won't cause any more precipitation problems. Cold air, now see, that's a totally different situation because that's going to be the focus of the forecast for the next couple of days. Temperatures right now are in the 40s, pretty normal stuff. 43 in Lewis, for example, and in Seaford, 42 Greenwood, 45 in Millsboro. But we're already starting to feel that Arctic air just slowly creep into our neighborhoods. 5 degrees lower than we were just 24 hours ago, nearly 10 in Ocean City as well as Wallops Island. For tonight, if you're going to be stepping out, listen, it's going to be chilly. Take long sleeves, take a hat, and a warm beverage. Not a bad idea. Partly cloudy for tonight with winds out of the west. Look at where we're going to end up in the 30s. Not so bad, but with the winds going at about 8 miles per hour, it's going to make those 40s feel like 30s really quick. Not only that, but as you take a look at our future cast, you see we start off near freezing or slightly below it Tuesday morning. Then you see how those arrows became a little more dense there? That means the winds are going to pick up momentum and out of the northwest, which is where we tap into that Arctic air, pulling it down on us by Wednesday, and voila, here we go. In the 20s we go. And wait till I show you the wind chill factor because it's not just about the temperatures reaching the 20s. We have the potential of freezing to occur, you see, because it's really Wednesday and Thursday. You see, we go from possibly light freeze down to a possible hard freeze. So it's going to feel like, for example, 19 for Tuesday, going into Wednesday down to even 16. That's just how uncomfortable it's likely to become. Tonight, we're looking for 30 degrees. Tomorrow, 38. And we're going to scratch and claw our way to that. 40 on Wednesday. And finally, here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration Home Remodel Extended Forecast. 23, but remember, feeling like 16.
That is dangerous cold. Thank you, Paul. A new analysis and maps from NOAA's climate scientist shows snowfall is declining globally. Scientists blame rising temperatures from human-caused climate change. They say a warmer world means precipitation is more likely to fall as rain than snow. According to the data, there's been a 2.7% decline in annual global snowfall since 1973. It's most notable in the areas north of the tropics and south of the Arctic, where most of the world's population resides.
Coming up, pedestrian safety in Cambridge, where the city is looking to address traffic concerns. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
You know, Brian, the best thing about living in Maryland and Delaware is that we can use our decks year-round.
And Nikki, Paul Davis still has time to install 10 more decks before Christmas.
Sign me up. Paul Davis's AZEK decks are the best. They don't fade or crack, even in the winter.
Our customers love our decks, and our crews are ready to install your deck so you can enjoy the holidays. Call now for your free estimate, and we'll include a fire pit free with your new deck.
Now that is a good holiday.
Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. We are the difference makers. Weather is brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling, the difference makers.
Hey Delmarva, this is MJ Laughlin with Red Tag Savings at IG Burton Chevrolet in Melford, Seaford, Lewis, and Berlin. Get 1.9% financing on Silverado or Equinox, plus no payments for 90 days. Or take home a new 2024 Chevy Equinox for just $228 per month. Come see us today at any IG Burton Chevrolet location in Melford, Seaford, Lewis, or Berlin, or online at igburton.com for all the details. Nobody beats a Burton deal. Nobody.
Moments like this, you're faced with an important question. If a ball lands in a cup and no one else sees it, does it count? You bet your sweet 5-iron it does. Somewhere to smile about. Ocean City, Maryland. Oh wait, he's still going. Okay. Nice.
In my head, I'm closer to the edge, making me feel like I'm living in misery. Answer the call, living in front, you're the one born to save.
93.5 The Beach.
Solo Cup Saturday night. It's an alternative country party with me, Jared. Brought to you by Midshore Recyclers Incorporated. Saturdays at 7 on Coast Country, 103.9 and 106.3.
Sponsored by Ancient Art Stone, where countertops are always a work of art.
In regional news, the city of Cambridge wants to hear from you on ideas to disable several traffic signals downtown and replace them with stop signs and crosswalks. The goal is to improve pedestrian safety and traffic in a pilot program. A listening session will be held Thursday. City commissioners will make a decision December 11th.
Sticking with pedestrian safety, the Maryland State Highway Administration is hosting a public open house to share information on the Route 404 study underway in Caroline County. The open house will be held Wednesday, December 6th from 5 to 7 p.m. in Denton Elementary School. The purpose of the study is to assess transportation needs along Route 404, including pedestrian and bicyclist safety. A study overview as well as information about existing conditions, environmental features, and recommendations will be provided.
Maryland's Department of Planning recently created an accessory dwelling unit policy task force to study the placement of secondary units such as apartments over garages or basement apartments. According to the department, the task force will study the placement of these units on land zoned for single-family homes. The goal of the group is to develop policy recommendations and study the potential impacts on surrounding single-family neighborhoods. The task force will hold its third meeting tomorrow from 9 a.m. to noon over Zoom. The holiday season is upon us, and the Bless Our Children campaign is in full swing. Already, we have collected over $81,000 to help provide Christmas for children who otherwise might go without. But as we all know, this year is creating hardship for many more people, and the need for help will be even larger. You can donate at blessourchildren.org, and here's a look at some people who have already helped.
Thank you to everyone who has participated in this year's Bless Our Children campaign, filling up our tree in our newsroom with cards which represent donations. Today, we want to thank Kathy Main of Georgetown for this beautiful card and donation. Thank you so much. And speaking of the holiday season, this time of year comes many fun activities for people of all ages to enjoy. One of those things is decorating holiday lights, decorations, putting them up all over Delmarva. I gotta decorate tonight, actually. We'll take a look at your screen. Brenda from Long Neck has shared her photo and living room decked out in holiday cheer. She says her favorite part of the holiday season is decorating, and you can see that because I really wish my house looked like that right now. Hopefully it will later tonight. But hey, guess what? Enough about me. We want to see how you are decorating your home for the holiday season. You can send your pictures and videos to coasttvnews.com/holidayhouse. We'll be right back.
Delmarva's Holiday House is brought to you by Bay to Beach Builders.
Help solve the homeless pet problem by opening your home to a new furry friend. The Brandywine Valley SPCA presents the largest mega adoption event in the country. Hundreds of animals are ready to go home that same day. Adoption fees have been reduced to $35 and include microchipping, vaccinations, spaying, and neutering. Bring the whole family on December 9th and 10th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at all Brandywine Valley SPCA locations and participating partner shelters. For more information, visit megaadopt.com.
Welcome to Paris, home of French bread, wine, and now the Olympics. And that's how we kick off the games.
So it's a blimp that looks like bread?
No, it's real bread. It's a baguette, actually.
And how does it fly?
Let me see here. Nope.
Welcome to the ride home on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. First rule of the ride home, we definitely talk about the ride home. In fact, tell all your friends. Second rule of the ride home, we have fun. Top 10 Tuesday, Would You Rather Wednesday, and every day you pick the songs on the high five. And the third rule of the ride home, we don't take ourselves too seriously. You've got enough to stress about. So let me handle the ride home, weekdays from 3 to 7 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3.
Ram Raiders. Next, Inside Edition, driving stolen cars straight into stores.
He really tried to put us out of business.
How it's destroying so many small businesses across the USA.
The total damage is just around $200,000.
Then, everything you need to know about Cyber Monday.
There are deals for everybody on your list.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Today at 5:30 on Coast TV.
There's a psycho in my head. I'm closer to the edge, making me feel like I'm living in misery, misery. Answer the call, living in front. You're the one born to save.
93.5 The Beach. Delmarva's hit music station, 102.5 WBOC.
Are you looking for some festive cheer this weekend? The Lewis Historical Society will hold a holiday village and market on Friday and Saturday. On Friday, stop by the main campus for an early bird preview of selected holiday vendors and listen to the music of Blarney Pilgrims. On Saturday, you can enjoy shopping from holiday vendors and Christmas readings by historic characters.
Let's take a look at where we stand right now. Now, we are bracing for the cold air. That's, of course, front and center as far as the forecast is concerned, but it's actually, previewed by some very gusty winds. We have a gale wind warning in effect, really from Prime Beach to Lewis, down towards Dewey Beach, reaching down from Ocean View to all the way down toward North Ocean City, West Ocean City, and basically just everywhere down towards Golf Club Shores and all these areas. This means that we are bracing for about 45-mile-per-hour winds. Not necessarily a storm system headed our way. It's just how things are happening in the upper atmosphere at this present time. And we're looking at the warning. It's in effect along our shore. Now, as far as what's happening throughout the Chesapeake Bay area, it goes down to about Lincoln Park. And then south of that, we're going to stay clear. And we're going to stay clear looking at all these 3-day forecasts.
Well, thank you so much. And thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition's up next.
We'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 6. Have a great night.